Good Monday afternoon, everyone. Thanks for tuning in. BettorCenter Live. Gambling information from America's best handicapper. The NBA, Major League Baseball, and the NHL. You found it right here at BettorCenter Live. Thanks for tuning in, everyone.
You got drowned out there, brother.
Yeah, I worked it, man. I squeezed that shit.
Yeah, but you got drowned out big time. I guess I had the audio up too high on.
Well, maybe I need to speak a little louder next time. Yeah, I couldn't tell.
Yeah. Still eating. So, Robert Ewing, Dodgers Cubs postponed today. They had the wind blowing out too. It was a low number. Thought that might have been a play. How's everybody doing today? Welcome. Hello, Daniel.
Good Monday afternoon, everyone. Thank you for tuning in to BettorCenter Live.
And there we go. The Red Rocket and the Louie Diamond. Yours truly. Here to try to figure out the daily schedule, but you want to know something? I ain't got shit today. I didn't like that schedule at all. So, but I still showed up here to figure out, see if you got something. I saw you.
Well, you know, I'm always got, if the sun crests the horizon, I'm going to have something on something.
Yeah. Well,
whether that's just the way it goes, whether it's going to win or not, that ultimately decides whether.
No doubt about that. But I didn't even look at basketball or hockey again. I looked at baseball. I was like, man, there's just nothing there, at least not for what I've been doing. And so I'm just not pushing it until I start feeling a little vibe going somewhere. So, but I was sitting down thinking Oakland. Great price, you know, but Mott's has been on fire. So, and I'm not sure how Oakland does against lefties. But
yeah, that's a good question. All legitimate questions.
Right. So, but so Daniel's coming in with San Antonio today, plus a 7.5. Washington minus a 3.5. Heard that otherwise somewhere else today as well. So Robert had Dodgers run line, no play.
Yeah, I'm gonna just let me just discuss this real quick. It's Monday. It's always a good day to look at the total cumulative stats from these pitchers on a Monday as a projection of the starts that are going to come up the next couple of days. So even if we don't get to discuss every specific start of each one of these pitchers, at least you'll know where they're sitting on it and how I've been abusing it right here to get ahead in baseball. And it's been pretty simple. There's nothing complicated to what this is. You go to the MLB money line, most units earned by a pitcher. Joe Flaherty, the Cardinals are a perfect 6-0, and he sits number one in the entirety, Lou, of let's see how many pitchers have made a start. 200 pitchers exactly have made a start in Major League Baseball this season, and that dude sits at number one. Now, I think on Saturday it was my best bet, and it was about 140. And I even commented how that's as steep as I really like to go, but still at that price. And it was just a blowout. So, and then the opposite of it, Lou, I had one of my best bets. You go to the bottom of that list, which is just as important at the top. It goes Flaherty, Flexen, Cool, Mania, Darvish, Woodruff, Rodon, Harvey, Pivetta, and Duffy are your top 10. Only one pitcher has the team lost more than one start of that whole group, and that's Matt Harvey. They're 4-2. So every other of those pitchers I just mentioned off, the teams are like 85 to 100% in the starts of their games. On the opposite end of that train, just as much money to be made. And I had Cleveland yesterday. I'm pretty sure Giolito started. He's number 200 out of 200 starters. He's number 200. The team's 1-5 for minus 6.4 units in his 6 starts. Just not only is the record bad, but the juice you've been paying for with him is unbelievable. And Smiley, whoever was the opposite of him, I know I had him because he's number 199 on the list. So from the bottom up, it's Giolito, Smiley, DeGrom, Castillo, Shoemaker, Hendricks, Skubal, Morton, Senzatella, Zimmerman, and A. Sanchez. Those are your worst 10 pitchers. So when you see those names come up during the course of the week, you keep that in mind that these teams have either done really well when they've started or they've sucked bad. And factor that in because over the long haul, these numbers will start to wane in and out. Different pitchers will get in that top 10, and you pay attention. It's not a perfect formula, but it's tough to just completely ignore that when you and team momentum. So you basically combine those pitchers, Lou, those records with the momentum of the team. Are they currently won or lost less than 5? Is there, as long as you're not trying to fight huge momentum on the team front, then those are really good spots. Like Flaherty Saturday was perfect. They were set up. They were in a prime spot, bouncing off a loss, and they had a pitcher that hadn't lost. And I think the score was like 12-3 or something. It was just an easy winner. So those are out there. And it's not from pitchers that we consider top shelf pitchers. You follow me? It's not the biggest names on the block.
No, they're just the pitchers that are winning team's record behind starter.
Right, and they're getting it done with these guys. And just you follow that all season long. And and you're looking for the good price, too. You combine that with the price. So if I can get some guy on that top 10 list showing up against a team in a bad spot with maybe a less than good starter at a plus as an underdog, I've been popping them. Like Harvey the other day was plus 178. I was all over it. And it was I'm trying to look for which game that was a couple days ago, but I was in Vegas because I remember waking up looking at that. It was Baltimore plus 170. See, I had Harvey, Baltimore plus 170. I guess that was Saturday. Easy, they won. And that was just because I knew the team had been doing well when he starts games. And I'm getting big money. And I've watched a couple of the starts, parts of them, and, he doesn't look bad. He's locating the ball good. That's what you need to see from these guys, too. Can they command? If they want to throw a ball just outside, can they place it there consistently? Not the guys that are just lobbing it in there, hit or miss. I prefer somebody that's actually pitching the ball. But that's me. So do we want to talk baseball, or have I rambled on too long?
No, I got nothing much to offer, so you can go ahead. But the Cubs is postponed. So is the San Fran Colorado game.
So we can talk about the baseball today, and you mentioned, I'll go ahead and give it away. Through the first 30 days of the season, my MLB best 17-13 after kind of a staggering start. But the profit margin for that record is really well. If I can extrapolate this first 30 of the rest of the season, I'm going to have a huge baseball season. So for tonight, you mentioned his name, Matz. He's right in the mix with those pitchers. He did lose the last one. I didn't think it was completely everything he did. There was a couple fielding plays I didn't like. Good for me. I like that. I think it's a good spot for Matz tonight. And you mentioned the opposition. Who did we? You just mentioned it, Lou. You're gonna make me go look here. I don't have it up either. Okay.
Oh, Toronto, Oakland.
Oakland. Okay, and there was a starter for Oakland is Montas. So let me just take a quick click because this is how I do it, man. I go through here. And I can pull up each one of their starts. I can see what their pitch count was, how many outs they got. I can see everything that happened behind them on this one site I'll use. And that's why I highly recommend it. If you're betting on baseball, you need some source where you can just – because nobody wants to spend hours of time doing this. But, yeah, Montas. Not Mania. I've been cashing with Mania, so it's not him. Montas. Where are you at, There he is. And he's not as good as pitcher as Manaea. If it was Manaea, I definitely wouldn't want to go with it. Are they at home too, right? Yes, his ERA at home is 9 with a 1.7 whip in 3 starts. Montas. That's why I guess I'm willing to give it a try.
Right.
And I'm getting the hot pitcher. I like the pitcher. I like the setup. Everything that I go through, I got a little checklist I go through, and that's the one that landed on top tonight. The other plays I like the Angels with the Ohtani pitching. They haven't lost. I think he started 3 games. They've won all 3, plus 103 on that one. Dodgers game is postponed. I had them on the run line. I think they finally broke through, scored some runs. I think the Dodgers might have a good week. That's just a gut feeling. We'll see how that actually plays out. Then we're also going to go with Savale with Cleveland at minus 120. And I got Texas at plus 159. So that's 4 plays going. Best bet Toronto, Angels, Texas, and Cleveland. That's a 4-pack. And baseball's been doing good. I'm making money with baseball, Louis. The money I've been making here the past few days specifically has been on just betting the most on the right game and cashing a few underdogs, adding the juice. I did yesterday.
Yeah,
I did.
You
would have been proud of this bet, Lou, if you didn't notice it yesterday. I had a 3-team parlay. It was one of my bigger plays. I had the Twins, Oakland, and the Dodgers came out to plus 227 in that cash yesterday. That was a Lou Diamond special.
Well, we do have our account back in action. Oh, yes. Yes. So yesterday we did lose $5. Well, actually $4.90. So
that's not too bad.
We're ready to roll. We have $536 in the account.
Well, let's see what we like here.
How did I get so much in the account?
Did you win? You must have won something, right?
I hit the race. So
that was nice. I had that horse in my box, but I did not have the 2. I had the exact, and I like the 8 horse, and I like the 7 initially. But here's what I tell folks: don't study that form too long, because I stayed up Friday night going through that form with a fine-tooth comb, and that looking at that form had me convinced that the 7 was outclassed. That horse did not have the class to run in this field and stay up front. But the horse finished second. The 9 never could get past that son of a bitch, and I would have hit the exacta there. I liked that. I had like a 5-horse box that I liked, and the favorite wasn't in it, and I just missed it. That paid good. You hit the exacta there. You did really well. Trifecta was nice too for horses that weren't that bad. Logistically, all of them should have factored into most people's tickets. I just threw the 7 out like a moron and took the 17, and it was all based on studying that form, looking at those races that they ran in, and I talked myself off the 7, and so that's why I don't normally would never look at a horse race form, dude. I can go by the odds on the tote board, maybe tell me who their daddy was and who the daddy of the mother was, and I can see the jockey and the trainer. That kind of stuff I like to know. Other than that, I don't need to know everything. So who do we like him?
It wasn't much more than Baffert.
Oh yeah, Baffert, right, and that's why the horse obviously made my box. Baffert's been hot; he's on a hot run. Yeah, his horses are winning. You can check them.
Yeah, I know nothing about horses. I never claimed to know anything about horses, but I do know Baffert.
Baffert is the Michael Jordan of thoroughbred Triple Crown races right now, and there's a lot of people that will, just like Jordan, will bet against him simply because it's Baffert, right? That same syndrome. Like the biggest bet I ever made in my life was against a dude that hated Michael Jordan, and it was that second title against the Utah Jazz, that series. And the dude, like for next 10 years, I saw he could talk about, I got robbed, or Jordan pushed off, or some whining about losing the bet. What's up?
I'm just reading. You saw that Ohtani's out. He's been scratched tonight, and
then I won't be playing that game. So there you go.
Yeah, so now I'm trying to get you who's in. Do I look tired?
Taking it don't matter who's starting. I'm not taking it. That's why I list pictures right there. I don't have to worry about. Thanks for the update. So there's one less play to possibly lose on. So now we're down to a 3-pack in baseball. Toronto, Cleveland, Texas, with the best bet on Toronto.
All right, what do we got? What do we got in basketball here tonight?
Should I hold back the best bet, man? I have been lighting it up. I'll just hold it back, guys. If you want the best bet tonight in the NBA, I've been winning in both of these areas, but basketball has really been doing well for me, NBA. So holding back the best bet. 2 plays to give you guys tonight. I'm going to back the 76ers. They had to go to overtime, didn't cover. I think you'll see a little better tonight. These guys need to keep trying to win here. And I'm also going to back the hot team, Portland, +2. So there's your 2. Philadelphia, -5. Portland, +2. That's what I've got for you in the NBA, Luke. 2 games. Best bets at BettorCenter.com. Been hot.
Greg's coming at us with the Jazz -2. San Antonio plus the 7.5 from Daniel. Daniel, is that a money line play? Because, like I said, we're back in action. So let's go for them dogs here today in the NBA. What are you smelling here?
It's going to be tough. I'm just going to be honest with you guys with these underdogs in the NBA right now.
Tough.
Unless they need the game, because too many of these favorites have to. These teams can't be dropping these games right now, so that really makes it tough. I mean, covering's a different story. Whether they all covers, I don't know, but I'm looking at a couple of these games. There was a couple of those yesterday too, where I just didn't see any scenario where you're just not going to drop those games right now. Like you do have some junk games though, like Orlando and Detroit. Kind of.
That's where you'd probably find your dogs,
Yeah, that's what I was thinking, maybe those kind of games, but I'm looking down this list. Warriors, Pelicans.
Detroit. That's first game. Plus $1.05. Pacers plus $1.65.
There's really no big lines tonight. The biggest line is that Jazz 7.5. That's the biggest line of the night.
The Knicks might be a live dog plus $1.50.
Yeah, and Jazz, I'm trying to see what the Jazz are sitting right now. Second place, 6-4 the last 10. They did
with Orlando.
Didn't they rally from? I think is it the Jazz? I had a team the other night, Lou, that was down 30 points at halftime. Came back and won the game, but missed the cover by like a point. I'm trying to think of what team. That was just a couple nights ago. I might have been in Vegas when that happened. They were literally down 30 points at halftime. And come back, win the game by like 4 or 5, but don't cover the 5.5 or 6 or whatever it was. They missed this cover by a point or two. That might have been that Utah game. Let me look. Yes, right? No, that's not it. It was a different game. That was Boston. That was Boston. Okay, thank you, Javid. Yes, I had Boston. They were literally down 30 points. Come back, win the game, but missed the cover by a point. Classic.
All right, so you like the Rangers today, huh?
Who, me?
Plus $1.60.
Are you talking to me?
Yeah.
You're talking to me? Let me look.
The baseball. I think you said
yes, baseball. Yes. My brain went blank. I thought you were going to hockey.
Rangers.
Yes.
All right.
And I like Toronto. What's the price on Toronto? I got plus 107.
Right. We'll throw them in there. I like the Mariners. That's
so for sure. I guess Portland would be one, right? The Blazers, Portland.
Yeah.
And that's really.
There's 4 of them.
I mean, the Spurs technically. I mean, I didn't take Utah because I just don't think they'll cover. Well, I mean, look at the standings. I mean, the Jazz do have to win.
All right, let's see. The Islanders. That's obvious. The Penguins minus 170. So it's a 2-teamer then, Greg. I guess.
Look,
depends on the Islanders. Kind of dogs we got there. How about the Hurricane or the Blackhawks plus 225 today? Blackhawks kind
of too good. Yeah, that's not. I'm not a fan of that one. I tell you, the one I was looking at there was they were favored. That's not going to work for us. Maple Leafs, man. That dude's still 15-2. That goalkeeper. Really, really good. Same with Boston, but that I don't trust them. They're playing a really bad team. At this time of the year, I guess we should go to take a quick peek at the standings and see who needs to actually be winning.
Yeah. I need to get my notes back in if I really want to take a shot with this stuff. So.
As it was last year, I don't know. I guess we were talking about it last year. I just dive right into the playoffs with both feet, man. For whatever reasons, once they flip that switch to the playoffs, I feel pretty confident I'm going to get grade A effort on most of the games. I'm getting close to ready to dive in and actually start making some official, client plays in the NHL.
Yeah, well, obviously in the playoffs, I'll get a lot more serious back with it, and I get a couple winners under my belt. I'll get a little more life into it as well. Blazers plus $1.20. No, you want to go against the Blazers tonight, right? 5th game in 7 nights. So
no, I like it. I'm still taking them, dude. How many of those previous 4 have they won? Oh, yeah, all of them. I'll just keep playing them, dude. They need to win. That's why they were one of the teams that fell a little further behind, and now they're having to surge at the finish line to try to, dip their – like we just watched the Kentucky Derby. They're trying to drop their nose in on the wire and make the playoffs. They can't. And who are they playing? I know they're playing a good team because the spread's low. But then you start looking at the incentive. They're playing the Hawks, man. They're not going to drop this game. They need this game too much. In the Western Conference, they're sitting at 6. And you don't want to be that 7 through 10. So to avoid the chance of somehow missing the playoffs, you've got to be in the top 6. And right now, they've fought their way. They've won the last 4 games to scrap their way back to 6th. For some reason, I don't see them dropping the game. I understand the Portland's tired. I agree that it's tired, but, these guys are professional. This is the part I don't get sometimes with this. If you get into a situation as an athlete where you can't take a day off, you just don't take a day off. And maybe you pace yourself the best you can. Maybe if you're going to be flat at any part of the game, it's going to be the beginning. And I think Portland did start the game off a little slow. To me, that's smart. Work your way into the game because you want to be playing the best you can play in the final 4 or 5 minutes of the game. Half of that shit leading up to it's just like posturing, and half the teams don't play a lot of energy drinks. A lot of the times these teams don't play a lot of defense anyway. And from my older school mentality, that's where most of your energy got expended, was trying to prevent the other team from scoring. But you don't see a lot of that shit in the NBA. Playoffs, they will, but right now you just don't see it. Give me Portland in a high-scoring game. What's the total on that, Lou? You're the totals guy. I think that Portland-Atlanta could – I don't see anybody playing defense in that game. Probably a good game.
236.5. It's a high number for a Hawks game, but they're trying to tell you something.
Yeah, I think they're probably trying to lead you the right way there. I think this game could be set up to have a big night on the point totals. So
you have a good night as well, Daniel. Appreciate you stopping by and throwing out the plays.
Yeah, good luck tonight, Daniel. Good luck, Greg. Knicks under 220. Well, I like a lot of appreciate everybody tuning in. Thanks for everything. Best bets tonight are Toronto in baseball. And head to BettorCenter.com to pick up tonight's NBA best bet winner. All right, Lou, I'm going to dip, man.
All right, Greg's got the Knicks game under the 220 tonight, and we'll close out with that. Looking for his Knicks to park tonight. Dog to park tonight. Good luck with that, Greg. Thanks for joining, everybody. We'll see you again tomorrow, 3:30. And meanwhile, Greg, you are here.
That's true.